Kirsten from JK Fiber Arts. Today we're going to do something a little different. First, I have some eye candy. This is hot off the dye pot yesterday. I have some mohair locks here, which look so shiny and shimmery. Look at these, they are amazing. And this, my most favorite one, this is mulberry silk brick that I dyed like a tulip garden, and I left a lot of white in this on purpose because you will see an upcoming video where I'm going to use this and make a blend. It'll probably be after TDF. Right now, most of my thoughts are on TDF. This fiber is the same for both. This is a cashmere and merino, 18 micron merino and cashmere, real cashmere. Same fiber. This is a turquoise tie-dye, which I'm in love with. I made this before, and I had a pair of socks that I showed you guys, and so I reproduced that. And then this one is this lovely progression of gray to blue to purple, and it's quite lovely and very, very soft. So that's the eye candy portion. But what we're going to do today is something totally different. I had a video planned on Mawada silk hankies and how to spin it, and I did the first part of the video. When I took it to the wheel, my daughter was helping me, and I thought that she had it on frame and she didn't understand, and she videoed the wheel beautifully, but you can't see my hands at all, so I'm gonna have to redo it. So I didn't have anything this week. So now we are doing this, but wonderfully enough, I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Joan. She did not want her face on camera because she's self-conscious, but she is very good with all things knitting. And this was the meeting that I hosted here at my house for the Carroll County Fiber Artists. And she was doing a little tutorial on steeking. And steeking is something I have never done. I am aware of it. You know, anybody who knits has probably read Elizabeth Zimmerman's Knitter's Almanac. So yes, I have. I read about it. And when she talked about getting the vapors and laying down, I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm never cutting anything that I have knit. But Joan has an interesting new way that she had learned, and it's so much better. And I actually will do you know, the cutting of a swatch that she knit. So let's get right to it and get to the marvelous Joan teaching us about steeking. So here it is, Steeking Demystified. So now tell me all about this steeking.
Okay. So this is the academic vest, and forgive me if it's Skein Deer Knits, I think is her name. I don't know what the designer, so I do apologize. This was originally, the reason why you might want to steek is this is wool. It's made out of wool, and it's knit in the round. And when you're doing these kinds of designs, it's so much easier to just have the knit side in front of you. So the reason that you would steek, what you do is there's a stitch marker placed here, and then we're deleting. We're decreasing stitches here. So you have this funny looking thing.
So wait, you're planning ahead to steek?
Yes.
By doing a stitch decrease.
Right, and usually, and this has that in the directions for the
Okay,
for
so
the
this
pattern.
is a sweater or a vest designed for steeking.
It is. It is.
So you can't just take scissors to any old thing.
No, you can't. You can't take
Good to
scissors.
know. I didn't know that.
It has to be wool or something.
Well, that's
that
what I mean.
will
Wool,
felt,
yeah.
Because felting. Even if you don't do it the felting way, ultimately what happens is the steek stitches do tend to felt a little bit, and that makes it that much stronger when you do finishing work. So I'm done with all the knitting at this point, and this is I get it down to this.
Oh wait, so you've already done the decreases and everything?
Right,
Before
you do the
steek?
decreases before, and you have this really funny
How do you know where to
shaped
put the
thing.
marker?
Well, it tells you the directions.
Oh, you
it's
don't have it on
usually
there?
flat dab in the middle because I
Okay.
made a V-neck.
Okay.
Right? So if you're making something that's a wider neck, you're going to have a much shallower beginning of your steek stitches. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put a marker, and then on either side of that you're gonna have steek stitches that you're gonna add. They're not part of the amount of what's going to end up being your sweater or your garment. It's in addition, because that gets folded
Kind
under.
of like ease.
Right, kind of, but not. It's
Seam allowance.
Seam allowance.
Yeah.
That's perfect, a seam allowance. So you have this funny shaped thing, and then you got to figure out what to do. So I saw this on Modern Daily Knitting. Somebody came up with this idea, and what I've been doing in the past, there are 3 types of steeking that are ways of cutting your steek that I've learned. There may be more. This is the back. There may be more. One of them is to take either side of your steek and crochet between 2 stitches. For example, if I wanted to cut here, I would take half of this stitch and then half of this stitch and crochet it together and then cut up on the piece of string between. Again. Let's bring it a little closer in.
I'm just going to come closer to you, right there. Perfect.
Okay, so if I wanted to, say, make a cut between these 2 stitches here, as you can see, there are strands of yarn between them, right?
Yes.
Okay, so say this is a stitch and that's a stitch. I'm going to crochet, now that may be, no, this is a stitch and this is a stitch. So you're going to crochet the 2 stitches together.
Okay.
And then you're going to be sure to do that same one.
And you're crocheting them with
other yarn.
Other yarn, okay.
Okay,
like
and then
Waste
yarn. It could be the actual yarn, but it's easier to read and to see it. And then you pull it apart and then you cut this in between because you've secured your
that's
stitches.
the terrifying part. Are you going to do this right now?
No. Well, yes, I will.
Okay.
I will on this little
Oh, not
swatch
on this?
here. No, I've already done
Your
this.
sample. Yes.
Now, what I did with this was I had
Oh, wait, this is already done? No, it's
This is
not.
already done.
You already steeked
This
this?
has already been steeked and stitched and fixed. And so what I did was...
So wait, this brings me back to the whole steeking thing. I thought you steeked because you were going to put in a button band or a zipper.
Well, you can. A lot of times people steek, like they'll do a steek all the way up to turn something into a cardigan. I'm doing that with one of Andrea Mowry's patterns is the throwback cardigan, and I did, because it's got a stitch like color design. I thought I'm just going to cast on steek stitches, and I'm going to steek this rather than knit it in pieces.
So is a steek stitch just an extra stitch cast on?
Yes,
Okay, it's nothing
so,
fancy. It's
right.
just and you knit it
You just
every
knit
time
it.
you come to it,
Well,
or
usually
you do
what
it in pattern every time you
do
come
it
to
in
it.
pattern. In this case, what I did was, because this was here, right? This is what it was before it became a steek, right? All of these
Okay.
stitches were together. Here, let me show you. It's easier to see it when it's before it's steeked, and I probably should have waited. Now this new method another method of steeking, I was talking about the crochet method. Another method is to simply run a line or 2 of machine stitching on either side of where you want to cut, and then cutting between those 2 lines. In this case, what I did, if you look at this, this is one row of stitching, this is another row of stitching, this is another. So these were all together. And in between these stitches, forget about this, this was added later, are 5 to 7, usually I do an uneven number of steek stitches.
Okay.
And they stayed the same. And if I had these colors, what I would do would be to alternate them. So I'd alternate this with whatever. Usually in a fair isle pattern, you only have 2 colors in any given row. So I checkerboard them. So the next row,
So you can see it?
So you could see it kept this going. So you didn't have this big gap where with all these, this float going clear across that.
I gotcha.
So you want to knit that, but then what you do is...
And you would do that in a contrasting color?
I would do it in the color of the design.
Okay, but just knit it without the pattern.
Just knit it without the
so
pattern.
you can see it more clearly.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
So you know what your steek stitches are when you get there, because
gotcha.
it's going to be like that. Now in this case, what I did was I started with the armhole because these were all together. And also there was a steek here, a steek here, and a steek here for the neck. What I did was I had these stitches, and then I would take my felting thing and I'd
Your felting
punch it,
needle?
and I'd felt
Yeah.
the steek stitches. Then it became a piece of cloth,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And then I could cut it.
Yeah.
But
Ah.
be careful, because you can overdo it and destroy it. So you have to be really careful how hard you do it. Ask me how I know. So if you look at this really closely, you can see some of this is a little fuzzy, like it's been felted.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I then cut it and then tacked it down on either side.
And that's just with regular thread you tacked it
Just
down?
no, with
Or
the yarn.
The yarn, okay.
This yarn,
Yeah.
the main color yarn, and you can sort of see it, and then wove in my ends, and you can see it more on this side.
Yeah.
It's fuzzy. And in a way, that's kind of the easiest way to steek. You don't have to worry about bragging out your sewing machine. You don't have to worry to
So you felt
crochet
it,
this just so. You
You
just
felt it, and then you cut it,
And cut it.
then you seam it,
Then
stitch
you
it.
stitch it, and then I picked up stitches, and I did my ribbing, and that's that. So far now, because this is wool, over time when you wear it, and as much as I sweat and rub my clothes, this is going to, over time, it's going to felt even more, and it's going to really stabilize that.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask you. It's almost like you're stay stitching when you're making clothing.
Exactly.
Like you stay
Yes.
stitch the necklines and the armholes and things like that. That's going to take that wear and it keeps the shape nicely for
Exactly right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
It's the
you.
same
Now I
thing.
understand the
So as you can see, it's a wide
Perfectly
piece of knitting.
aligned too. Look at that.
Knitting.
It's
So that's
perfect.
that. So
I want
let
to
me
touch
do
it.
a demo.
Oh, I love it.
This is
It's beautiful.
Brooklyn tweed.
It's beautiful.
It was on sale, and they had one of their sales where they were selling stuff, and I just picked up these little minis, and then I got this for the background. So let me do a
Very
demo.
cool.
Hopefully this will work.
I'm sure. Oh, wait, you need scissors?
Yeah, I might have a pair. Let's see. Oh, I have
You need-
Steeking
oh.
scissors.
I do. There you go.
Okay, so this is what I put underneath, and this is, you can get this.
Yeah, I have the felting stuff.
Yeah, it's dimension.
But you
is
use
what
a
this
brush,
was.
which is cool. I have a piece of foam.
Foam is probably better.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's more stable. So let's say I want to make a cut here because I want to, I don't know, say I want to make a cut here because at some point I want to button this,
Yeah.
right? So we want to be able to cut, say, in the middle of this diamond. So how do I do that? I'm just going to make a short steek. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to, let's see, how do I, it's unlocked. And these are very sharp, so be careful.
yeah. I found out the hard way the very first time I was making a felt. I'm still working on the same thing. It's like 10 years old.
Oh,
And I was doing that, and I was sitting with the foam thing in my lap, and I got a little carried away, and I stabbed myself right through the foam. I was like,
that had to hurt.
oh.
Could that have anything to do with how long it's taken to get this project done? You've been traumatized.
It's terrible.
Now,
It was
doing
a
this
lot of work.
gently. This is unspun Icelandic Plutalopi,
Okay.
and I've knitted it up into a swatch because I was hoping to do a swatch.
You are very good. You love the Icelandic stuff, don't you? I can tell.
I even got some Icelandic.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is as much as I'm willing to go because it looks like I'm going to destroy this if I go any further. Might need to do a little bit here.
So you want to felt, but you don't want to destroy.
Right.
Got it.
Now this part is not such a big deal because I'm going to be cutting this. But if you notice, this is pretty much see the
Nice.
back
Oh,
side
wow.
of this?
I do, yeah.
All fuzzy.
Wait,
So,
I gotta fix this a little bit just so we can. There. Oh, that's perfect.
okay, so what I want to do is I want to cut. This is unusual. Normally I'm cutting all the way across. But if I cut this, you've already turned this into
Yeah.
felted material. And then what you can do is take this part and tack it down. I mean, that's going to be a heck of a button.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But-
but that's a
But
way
that's-
to do a buttonhole.
Yeah.
It's a well, yeah. I wouldn't want to do buttonholes with Steeks. I would
Yeah.
just do natural.
Leave a
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you wanted to make a hole
Yeah.
that isn't gonna,
So how do you pick up stitches from something like that? When you say you
Sure.
sew the edge or you stitch the back. Once you cut the hole, you
Right.
split the sides, and then you pick up the stitches.
yeah. So what you do is you are gonna turn in what you're, and then you're tacking that down.
Mm-hmm.
Then you find the first stitches that have any kind of loops on them. And you
Okay.
just poke your needle through and
Okay.
pick up a stitch.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah. You'd be amazed how, and that this turned out, it's amazing when you're knitting this, it looks like such a weird shape.
Yeah.
And then when you finally get it done and to the point where you cut this and it falls out, it's this perfect V-neck.
Yes.
And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Which is a lot easier than trying to knit a V-neck
Yes.
flat.
And have it balanced and all
Exactly.
That. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So give it a shot.
All
It's
right.
worth giving it a shot. Here, try.
I'm trying. I'm coming around.
Here you
Since
go.
I know it's already in focus, let's do it.
You right-handed?
I am.
you
So
go.
what do I do? So I'm doing this. I'm
Yep.
just pick a triangle.
Pick anywhere you want to cut. You can cut it straight across if you want to do. You want to cut it in
Cut it
half or cut.
Yeah.
Say
Let's see.
you want to make a zipper or something.
Mm-hmm.
So
There you
if
go.
I do this,
And you want to do a little bit at a time. Make sure that you're lining up everything.
oh yeah, there's that.
Like you're in the
I
right
get carried
stitches.
away with the poking.
It's a great. way
Hence
to
the
pick up-
stabbing of myself. It's like, this is so much fun.
Yeah, there you go. So if you want to get rid of your
So.
frustrations, that's a good way to do it. Just
No
Like
one's
that.
gonna
Am I
come
supposed to
near
be?
you.
I know. Just,
got it.
you're like, don't go near Kirsten. She's got sharp implements.
Just for your fingers.
So, and then I just do this
Right.
along here, and I'm looking to tell if it's felted versus.
Oh, pick it up and look on the other
Yeah.
side.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah, you got
right,
it.
you're
You
gonna
probably
have
got
me-
it better than I did.
You're gonna have me attempting to steek.
You will
see
do
it in
great.
my future. I will need you on
You're gonna be
FaceTime.
the color work maven now.
Well, I like color work.
Yeah.
I just never have steeked it because I put so much effort into it. I'm like, I'm not gonna cut it.
To me, it's more of a pain to knit color work flat than it is to steep.
Yes.
I've never steeked. That's because I
There
am
you
a
go.
coward. So you just cut it on the back, straight down the middle of the fuzz.
Yep. Or you cut it from the front, so you're looking at.
Oh, so you see the
You
You
can
can
stitches.
see, you can see your stitches.
How's my line?
Yeah,
It's
you
pretty
got that.
straight.
That's
It's
darn
pretty
good.
straight.
Yeah.
That is darn good.
Well, I'm good with a needle, I guess.
Yes, you are.
Good with stabbing.
Did
All
you
right.
ever read Elizabeth Simmer?
Yeah, I have it.
Where
That's
she talks
why I
about
don't steek, because I read that.
she talks about lying down and getting the vapors. or
Yeah, I
something.
know. I was like, no, I'm never doing this.
Oh no. You-
All right, so now,
Okay, now cut where.
so here's my felting.
Okay, so you want to
So basically in the middle of here.
cut in the middle, and you want to cut between stitches.
Between,
you know,
okay, wait.
Just
So
it's lined
one
up
more
the way you
time.
want it.
Between stitches.
It doesn't matter.
So here is the center of the diamond, and this is basically along my felted.
and you
and when you
felted all
say-
of that.
I
Okay.
did. When you say between stitches,
Well,
do
if
you mean
it's
between the
a
V?
going up
Mm-hmm.
is a stitch, right?
Yes.
So you want to go where it's going down.
Okay.
Like at
So
the
between the stitch, I got it. I know what
Yeah.
you mean.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep, you got
So
it.
then I'll be off center though because it's going up right through the center.
Oh, well,
See
do
what I'm
it
saying?
do it in a way that makes sense for you because you felted this, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
If you were doing a
Well,
crochet
I'm gonna
steek, it would
stick
matter.
with what you said, except that I'm outside of the felted zone if I do
Oh,
that.
well, maybe
Felting.
felt it a little more.
So I just need a wider band of felting.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
I see what you're saying. Just a little bit more. Make sure it's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm a vigorous
Watch your
felter.
fingers.
I enjoyed a
It's a
little
mom
too
thing.
much.
It's a grandma thing. Okay,
Join it a
there
little
you
too
go.
Is that good enough?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine because you did. You've gotten all
All
the
right. So
got
now
it all joined together.
I'm going to go in between the stitches. So I'm going to go right here.
That's perfect.
So I'm going right here.
Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Why?
Because it seems wrong.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm on the outside of a
It's
stitch
against your
here.
religion,
So
huh?
look, I'm on the outside of this stitch,
Don't worry about it.
but now I'm in the center of this stitch. What
You
happened?
don't have to, it's probably because I didn't block it properly, but this is already felted,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. If
Okay,
you
well then
had
I'm
done it
going.
a
Then I'm going to
different
dial
way,
it right down the center.
That's perfect. I'm gonna drink water.
I say. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. I'm glad that you knit this and I didn't, because I'd be freaking out.
That's what swatches are for. And that's the other thing, if you wanna figure out how it's gonna do, knit
Okay.
a swatch, there you
How
go.
it
Because everybody wants to knit
Now,
a
is it
swatch.
unraveling?
No,
No.
no. It is not unraveling. Look at that.
You could put a zipper on
And
that.
look.
You could.
And
you
I
could
actually
take
got it
your
right down the
needle.
center of
You
my
did.
felted area.
Very
Look at that. Look at that. And you know what you could do? You can look at all these. You could go maybe another row
You
in.
can stick your hands in here so
Stick your
everybody can
finger.
see.
Oh, sorry. You
Yeah.
could go another row in.
Uh-huh.
Stick your needle in. Pick up stitches. And there you can go. You can make
I
your.
just pick up from there.
Yep.
That's cool.
That's
and
so
then
we
you
have
can
a
put a
holy
zipper
piece
in
of
here.
knitting.
So you would just see. So the next step would be I would just take some of the yarn I was working with and
Well,
see
you might
sew
want to
along
tack
here.
it down a
Yeah.
little.
Just to tack it down. And what do you?
Like
What kind of
this.
stitch do you use? You fold it over
I
and then
just
you
use
just
a simple.
a little like
running stitch.
a okay like a whip
Yeah.
stitch.
like
Okay,
a
so you're gonna whip stitch
That's
it.
Whip stitch. Yeah. I never knew. I
My
just.
mom was the queen of the whip stitch.
Yeah.
She'd always be like, "Ah, just whip stitch that."
And then when you're done with that, you do.
Then you pick up
right
your
there.
stitches.
Yeah. However.
Okay,
it
well
works
you
for
just
you.
made it seem totally reasonable, and you
It
you
is.
find this way is a very good way with the wool,
This is the first time I've tried it,
and
and it's great.
it is great. So you
It's
didn't
work.
have to do as much.
Only thing you need to worry about is be careful not to destroy it. Don't
Right.
go overboard.
Yeah,
Keep looking at the back,
the
see
back.
where you are.
I did. It
Yeah.
worked out though. I mean, it
And you
seemed
did.
well. Yeah.
You did that perfectly.
Awesome.
See?
You want to try it?
Yeah.
It's super fun.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm good.
Yeah. All right. So now, Steeking Demystified,
Yes,
Yes.
this is yours. You can keep it.
and then I feel like this is something I might try.
Yeah,
Well, job done.
there you go.
It's a nice
Maybe
combination
try it
of
on
knitting
a-
and sewing,
you
which
know
is
what?
good for me.
Try it
I
on
like
a
Yeah.
teddy bear sweater or a baby
Mhm.
sweater or something
Yeah.
that isn't going to be a lot of time.
both. Yeah.
A little
And
mini
when you've
steek
done,
pattern.
yeah, I did that with a teddy bear thing. It was on Nitty Gritty. Some remember that TV show? Somebody showed us how
I'm
to
gonna
do
have
it.
to
That
try
one
it.
was machine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
trying
yeah.
it. I'm gonna do it someday.
Well,
It's
I
on my
want
list.
to-
So,
My
you know,
machine is always
Shetland
out,
wool.
so
Just so
that
you
would be-
know,
Yeah.
Shetland wool. You could literally do this without anything because it
Yeah,
felts
Shetland
so
felts,
easily.
yeah.
It's so sticky.
I love
It's not
Shetland.
going to fall apart. And I did
Yeah.
that with
Yeah.
a sweater I knit for a friend.
Uh,
And so far, unless she's thrown it in the wash, which she could have done.
Oh no, that would be horrifying.
I know.
Who here's had that happen? Me.
Oh, same.
Oh, my husband was being helpful. He put my. You familiar with the CPH hoodie? Yeah.
Central Park.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the
oh,
thick hood. It
oh.
was terrible.
I remember
it
that.
It
That
wouldn't
was so
fit at
famous,
my
that
time.
pattern.
8-year-old daughter couldn't even fit an arm in it. It was
Oh,
like. It
It's
was
a great
like,
doll
It
sweater
was
now.
like this big. It was so small.
And felted like thick
Oh,
as
yeah.
a brick, I bet.
He put
Yeah.
it, yes. In fact, I might have just recently thrown it away. I had it for years. I just saved it. It was in the bottom of my closet.
You could cut it up into coasters. or
And,
something like that.
well, you know, I thought there's going to be something I could use it for, but he was super nice. He put it in the washing machine and the dryer to be helpful.
Ouch.
That was the last time he was ever in the laundry room.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Everyone does
thank
it.
you
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
my
you so
pleasure.
so
much.
much. This is awesome.
Now I'm to keep it
We're
if you want
traumatized.
to use it to.
Oh, maybe I'll
practice
try it.
on.
I'll pick up the stitches and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, just play with
Thank
it.
you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I wish that you would like your face to be shown because I would totally.
Oh, that's all right.
We should have done this live.
I did take a shower.
Oh, we could have done this live. It would have been great.
Aw.
Thank you so much to Joan. She is at Fugue State Knits on Instagram, and she is an amazing woman. And I am so happy that she was able to come and do this little talk for Carroll Fiber Artists. So there you have it. Steeking Demystified. I will keep you guys up to date on my steeking adventures, which will probably be forever because I would have to actually knit a sweater, which I haven't done in years. Right now, my main focus is on TDF. We're going to circle back around to the Mawada silk, and I really want to do that. You guys are going to love it. this is definitely making an appearance. As I said earlier, I have a project planned with this, which we'll go over, and I have very soon the TDF pre-game, we'll call it, and I'll be doing my fibers. I might try to do that one live too. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes. So I will see you guys very soon with the TDF stuff. Until next time, spin happy.